What's going on YouTube? Archanger here with a new video for you guys. It's been a while since I uploaded. Kind of took this week off since the holiday was on Monday, so I just figured take the whole week off when it comes to content creating. But for the last few weeks, I've been talking about doing a series when it comes to Duel Links on how to beat the meta, how to beat meta decks. So today I want to start off with Ancient Gears. Even though Ancient Gears is kind of sliding out of that top tier list, it's still a very commonly played deck. And what I want to talk about is, just why this deck is actually easier to deal with than any other of the meta decks. Now, there's a lot of meta decks out there, especially right now in this current situation when it comes to Duel Links. There's a lot of decks being played in the meta, and so you have your Ancient Gears, your Six Sams, your Yubels, your Amazons. You have your Subterras. You have Red Eyes Fusion, you have Neos Fusion, still have Blue Eyes. So that's what the current meta is right now. So if you're playing in the qualifiers tournament, you're gonna be seeing those decks mostly. So Ancient Gears is widely considered one of the strongest decks in the game. But throughout my time making videos for Duel Links, I've often said that Ancient Gears is the easiest deck to beat. And the reason why I say that is Ancient Gears have no protection. And you would think that with all the spell power that it has, that it would have a lot of protection. But the protection that Ancient Gears have is only in the middle of attacking. So when it's the battle phase and Ancient Gear player attacks, that's when they have protection. You can't activate traps and spells that target them in terms of destruction when they're in mid attack. But you can still activate cards like Econ when Ancient Gear players want to attack. So, but outside of battle phase, during the Ancient Gears player's normal phase, during your normal phase, during your battle phase, whatever, you can activate and target the Ancient Gears. You can activate any spell trap card, you can activate monster effects, you can target Ancient Gears, and they can't do anything about it. So with the current meta, a lot of the current meta just walks right through Ancient Gears. And the only deck that seems to be weak against Ancient Gears is Subterras, because Subterra has a lot of back row, and Ancient Gears, if you get react on the field early, you're able to get rid of that back row, especially if you run a double cyclone. Because you're using double cyclone, you're using that to take out your own spell cards, which is what Ancient Gear players want to do, as well as taking out their back row. So the other thing that makes Ancient Gears weaker than the other decks is the reliance on card destruction. In order for Ancient Gears players to get off, they need to be able to destroy their spell cards. They need to be able to destroy Fortress, need to be able to destroy Gear Town. If they can't destroy Gear Town, they can't destroy Fortress, it's going to be harder for them to make the plays that they want to make in terms of getting Reactor on the field as fast as possible. So what you want to do, and if you can, is prevent them from being able to do that, prevent them from being able to destroy their own cards. And the best way to do that, you can make them miss time. If Ancient Gear player miss times, then their card doesn't get their effect. That's what you want to do. You want to make them, not be able to destroy their own cards. So you can figure out a way to do that. The other thing is, if you're playing certain decks in this game, you can beat over an Ancient Gear player's cards. Like even if they have a Reactor Dragon on the field, on average, Reactor Dragon's gonna be 3,300. Because you have Reactor Dragon, then you have the Ancient Gear Castle. So if you have those two cards on the field, you're dealing with a 33 beater. But if it's your turn, you're playing Kylo, you're playing Officer Trudge, or you're playing Jack Atlas, you're playing any of those characters who use Beatdown, even Crowler, you can get over the Reactor Dragon just by playing the game and getting a level 6 or 7 on the field. Use Beatdown, and if you have enough on the field where we're showing a card like a Red Eyes or Blue Eyes, you can get over Reactor Dragon. So Ancient Gears is a very beatable deck in that sense. Moving on, because it's going to be 2-part videos, Six Sams. Six Sams is controversial. It's a very popular deck, but it's also considered like the most degenerate deck in the game. Like if you're a Six Sams player, no one respects you. No one thinks you're good at the game. If you're a Six Sams player, no one thinks you're good. And that's because Six Sams is kind of cheese, and when you have a cheesy deck, no one's going to respect you as a duelist, and no one's going to think you're good. But everyone who plays Duel Links have at least tried Six Sams once or twice just to see what the fuss is about. So what makes Six Sams good? Well, first off, you have Dual Wield. Dual Wield allows them to be able to just get rid of any problematic cards on their opponent's field. Second thing is Shingen. Shingen can negate spell and trap activations. You can so someone plays a spell, you can negate it. If someone plays a trap, you can negate it. Then you have Inishi. Inishi, if you have 2 Six Sams in a graveyard, you can banish those 2 Six Sams, and then you can destroy any card your opponent has on the field. And then you have Fuma. Fuma protects Sheen, and if you destroy Fuma, she can summon any 6 sounds from the deck to the field. So there's so much going on with 6 sounds. If you're playing, everything right, you're playing Sheen at 3 and all those kind of things, you have a very problematic deck. And when it comes to lacking skill, it's just the deck plays itself. When it comes to skills in Yu-Gi-Oh, it's based on the pilot. Is the pilot the reason the deck is good, or is the deck the reason why the pilot is good? And when it comes to 6 Sams, the pilot's irrelevant. The deck plays itself, and that's why people don't like 6 Sams. That's why 6 Sams got limited when it came to Dojo, but that's a very dumb limit to begin with. It doesn't change 6 Sams whatsoever, because Dojo is still be common in general because it's still at 2. And the other thing is, as long as you're getting Kageki and Nishi and Fuma on the field, you're going to still be able to get into a 6 Sam, or even get into Shien or get higher. So how do you deal with 6 Sams? Well, first and foremost, get rid of the back row. If they can't play dual wield, they can't get rid of your cards. Second thing, most of the cards in this game can beat over Shien. Shien's only a 2,500 card, so you can beat over Shien with a lot of ease. And when it comes to protection, ignore it. 6 Sams was a weakness towards it. It's very easy to just beat around the 6 Sams power plays if you're able to negate what those power plays are. If you're able to avoid Nishi's his effect, where he can banish two 6 Sams and destroy your card. If you're able to get around or destroy dual wield. What I found, I was playing in a duel where I was using Ancient Gears, and this is also, you can do this with any deck. If you're playing even Red Eyes or Blue Eyes, 6 Sams players aren't good duelists, so they don't even know what your cards do. So and this happened in every single duel that I've dueled against 6 Sams and won. I will throw a card out just to like make them pop Shien's effect, because Shien's effect is once per turn. So I'll throw out like an Econ and make them use Shien's negation on that Econ. Then I'll play Red Eyes Fusion. Then I'll play Neo's Fusion. Then I'll play, Fortress. And even then, since 6 Sam players aren't good at Yu-Gi-Oh, they don't know what you're doing. If you're playing Ancient Gears, 6 Sam players are amazing to play against because they're stupid. Now, you don't even have to use your own card destruction to take out Gear Town. Just play Gear Town, and a 6 Sam player would negate the activation in Gear Town, giving you your Dragon for free. Same thing when it comes to Fortress, because they don't even know what your cards do, because the only thing they know is the 6 Sams effect. They just know that the 6 Sams can do these things. So 6 Sams can be easy to deal with when, for the most part. There are some duels out there, I'm going to give credit, that aren't stupid and know the effects of the cards that they're dealing with, especially if they're playing against someone who they play against if they're playing against a deck they played a lot of times. So that's how that's the general way that you can get around. 6 Sams is a very easy deck to get around if you can survive Nishi's effect, if you can survive duel, if you can survive having your spell card negated that one time. And again, you can literally waste one of your traps, waste one of your spells, and get over that. As well as you can use Shien's effect against him. Again, Red Eyes Fusion. If you play the Red Eyes trap card, not Spirit, the other one, and Shien negates it, that card gets destroyed. If that card gets destroyed, you can summon Red Eyes from your graveyard for free. So basically, you're just using his own effect to give you free Red Eyes. So that's how you deal with those 2 decks, Ancient Gears and 6 Sams. I'll do more in the future when it comes to this, how to beat the meta. When it comes to who's the easier deck to defeat, I think it's Ancient Gears, because again, they have no protection during their own main phase, during your main phase, during your battle phase. The protection comes during their battle phase, and that's about it. So you can prevent them from to activate their cards, their spell cards. Easy win. If you can prevent them from destroying their own spell cards, again, easy win. If you're playing Treacherous, again, easy win. But all that said, guys, if you really want to watch, I hope you enjoyed. Peace out.